You find a $20 bill on the sidewalk. Your heart jumps. You feel lucky. Now imagine you lost that same $20 an hour ago. Notice something. The loss feels bigger than the gain. Your brain weighs them differently. This isn't a coincidence. It's wired into you. And it explains something strange. Why do some people bet millions on a single idea, while others won't risk $50 on a lottery ticket? You think it's about how much money they have. But that's not the real answer. The real answer is about how they see risk itself. Not more of it. Not less of it. A completely different shape of it. And once you see this shape, you'll never look at a risky decision the same way again. Here's the reframe. Most people think rich people just aren't afraid to lose money. Like they have some kind of emotional shield. That's not true. Wealthy people feel losses just as sharply as anyone else. Maybe sharper because they've seen bigger losses up close. The real difference isn't fear. It's math. Specifically, a concept economists call risk of ruin. Sounds dramatic. It just means one simple question. Can this bet wipe me out completely? If the answer is no, the bet stops being scary. It becomes interesting. That single shift changes everything about how a decision gets made. Let's slow down on that idea. Risk of ruin. Picture two people. Both are offered the same bet. Put in $10,000. 50% chance you double it. 50% chance you lose it all. For someone with $10,000 total, this bet is terrifying. Losing means losing everything. Rent, food, stability, gone. But for someone with $10 million, that same $10,000 is different. Not because they don't care about it, but because losing it doesn't touch their foundation. It's not everything. It's a small slice. This is the hidden variable most people never talk about. Risk isn't about the size of the number. It's about the size of the number compared to your whole life. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is why wealthy people often split their money into two very different buckets. Bucket 1, the untouchable core. Housing, savings, insurance. This money is protected like a fortress. Boring on purpose. Bucket 2, the exploration money. This is what they're willing to risk. A new business. A bold investment. A long-shot idea. If it fails, life goes on exactly the same. This isn't about being reckless. It's the opposite. It's controlled risk-taking, built on a foundation that never moves. Most people, without meaning to, put their rent money and their risk money in the exact same bucket. And that's where things go wrong. Let's talk about something psychologists call the house money effect. When you win money gambling, something strange happens in your brain. You start treating that money as less real than money you earned. It feels like a bonus. Play money. Because of that, people take wild risks with winnings they'd never take with their paycheck. Wealthy investors do something similar, but on purpose. They call it playing with the casino's money. Once an investment has already paid back its original cost, everything after that feels different. Not because the dollars changed, because the psychological ownership changed. Understanding this trick is powerful, because you can use it too, without needing millions first. Let's make this real with a story. Studies on lottery winners found something shocking. A huge number of large jackpot winners end up broke within a few years. Not because the money wasn't enough. It was often life-changing money. The problem was the bucket. Sudden wealth with no foundation feels like house money times 1,000. Every dollar feels unreal. So people treat the entire fortune like bet money. No untouchable core. No boring safety net. Just one giant exploration bucket. Compare that to someone who builds wealth slowly, over years. They build the fortress brick by brick. At the same time, they learn to take risks. The lottery winner skips that step completely. That's the real reason the money disappears. Not bad luck. A missing structure. Now flip it. Think about a founder who starts a company with real savings on the line. If they're smart, here's what they actually do first. Before touching a single risky dollar, they lock down 12 months of basic living expenses. Untouchable. Off limits. Only after that fortress exists do they take the business risk. If the business fails, they're disappointed, not destroyed. This is why some of the biggest risk takers in the world actually look boring in their personal life. Modest house, simple car, no flashy spending. The boldness is reserved entirely for the exploration bucket. The rest of life stays deliberately unremarkable. That's not an accident. That's the entire strategy. There's a mathematical idea behind all of this, and it's surprisingly simple once explained. It's called position sizing. It just means, how big should one single bet be compared to everything you own? Professional gamblers and investors use a version of this called the Kelly formula. You don't need the equation. You just need the idea behind it. Never bet so much that a loss forces you to stop playing the game entirely. Because here's the trap. One oversized bet can end your ability to ever try again. Small, sized right bets let you take 100 shots over a lifetime. One reckless bet can end your story after a single try. The wealthy mindset protects the number of times you get to play, more than it protects any single outcome. Here's the part that surprises people most. This isn't only about money. The exact same pattern shows up in careers, relationships, and health. Someone with one skill and no savings feels terrified to ask for a raise. One risky conversation could end their only income. Someone with multiple skills, some savings, and other options feels totally different asking for the same raise. The stakes look identical from the outside. Lose the job. But the risk of ruin is completely different on the inside. This is why building any kind of foundation in any part of life quietly makes you braver everywhere else. Bravery isn't a personality trait. It's a side effect of safety nets you built on purpose. Here comes the twist. You'd expect rich people to take more risks overall. But research on high net worth investors shows something almost backwards. Many of them are actually more conservative with their core wealth than the average person is with their entire savings. They don't chase every opportunity. They say no far more often than they say yes. The skill isn't found in the risks they take. It's found in the risks they walk away from. Warren Buffett has said the first rule of investing is simple. Don't lose money. The second rule, don't forget the first one. That's not caution out of fear. That's caution as a strategy. So why does this matter to you right now, today? Because most financial stress doesn't come from taking too few risks. It comes from taking the wrong-sized risk with the wrong bucket of money. Betting rent money on a sure thing. Putting your entire savings into one stock because a friend was excited about it. That's not boldness. That's accidentally skipping the foundation step. The wealthy mindset isn't take more risks. It's know exactly which risks you can survive and which ones you can't. That's a mental model, not a bank balance. Anyone can build it, starting with almost nothing. Here's how that mirror looks in real life. Before any risky decision, ask one question. If this goes to zero, does my life change in a small way or a devastating way? If it's devastating, that money doesn't belong in that bet. Period. If it's just uncomfortable, that's a signal you might actually be allowed to take the shot. This one question rewires how you see every decision. A new job, a side business, an investment. It's not about having more money before you can think this way. It's about drawing the line between your foundation and your exploration today, with whatever you have. So back to that $20 bill on the sidewalk. The rush you felt wasn't random. It was your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. Feel losses harder than gains. The people who seemed fearless with money didn't turn that feeling off. They just built a foundation solid enough that the feeling stopped being the boss of every decision. That's the real difference. Not fearlessness, not luck, just knowing exactly what you can afford to lose before you ever risk it. And once you know that, risk stops being scary. It starts being a tool.